This is your daily crypto news. It's almost New Year's Eve. New Year's Eve is tomorrow. So let's give you the quick rundown to end of December, and then we'll be back again in January. Let's start with this big news. So FTX will start paying $16 billion in claims from January 3rd. So there should be a juicy Q1 pump with a big expectation that a lot of this will enter the crypto market. And I think this is 100% the case. This is definitely what will be crossing my mind. Whatever I get from there, which will be very small compared to the actual net worth of it right now, even the net worth of it back then, it's not a whole lot, but it will go back in. We've got this document here basically saying that payments are to be made within 60 days of the effective date. So we're not just going to see in January, the first week of January, a whole lot of money. It can take a little bit of a drip to come out. And then from there, I think January will be decent, and then February will be decent. That's what I'm expecting. If we have a look at the 7-day performance, because it has been the Christmas period, we can see a little bit of green here for Sol and BNB and ETH. If we have a look at the 24-hour performance, we're just down a little bit, and Bitcoin is down here at 93K, but I don't think it's going to be long before it's up over the top. Our greed has dropped down to 65. I'll still be happily dollar cost averaging here, but if it goes down further, I'll dollar cost average. Just keep in mind that we're in tax season now. The markets don't look perfectly favorable. They have dipped down, they've bounced back, but they haven't continued to go. So with all that in mind, just make sure you're not liquidating Aave or Camino, or if you're trading with leverage, just be very, very mindful. Also, the returns for Bitcoin, monthly returns, we're down. I was hoping to see something beautiful and green like this, and that was not the case. Multiple factors, maybe one more day and we may get to break even, unsure exactly there. Now, Grayscale Research has put out their Grayscale Research Top 20. They've added Hype, ENA, Virtual, Dupe, JTO, and Grass. These three are, of course, Solana tokens. Virtual is related to like a base AI ecosystem project, which has gone from like 5 cents end of October to like $3.30. So that's going very well. Hype, as everyone knows, is doing very well. And ENA, not too familiar with that. DEX volume has also pumped up again. However, it's reached a record 326 billion, but this can also be a lot of wash trading. People can set up liquidity pools with a very low fee, and they can just go and swap. They can actually push up the metrics, suggesting that there's more activity than not. But in general, I know there's quite a bit of stuff actually happening on decentralized exchanges. Also, another reminder, your crypto should be in a ledger. You should be self-custodying. Don't have a whole lot of it on an actual exchange. This relates to an Indian exchange that was hacked, and now apparently this is trending. But just this is a reminder, and this is a thing that people would say quite a bit in the previous cycles. Not your keys, not your coins. In other words, if you don't own the private key, you're not actually owning and in control this. And people are still going to be screwed this cycle. There will be exchanges that will be hacked. There will be bridges that will be exploited, etc., etc., etc. So this is a good time as we start to go into January. Before we start to go a little bit too crazy, watch my video on Ledger and actually go and move some funds to a Ledger. Hyper Foundation, they've announced staking is now live on mainnet. I have no hype whatsoever, but you may want to lock up some hype and get some further rewards. Goosdale is like the premier location for DLMMing, and they've got this fantastic strategy which has been made by Lincoln Logan, and this is very decent. So honestly, if there's one thing that you could put time into, above all else, it would be DLMMing, in my opinion. DLMMing, multi-day positions. Check out this guide, read through it, and start to actually put a little bit of attention on Meteora and using it. There are multiple different communities you can join. Just in general, if you're going to pay for like a membership NFT or something like that, the Goose DAO doesn't sell their NFTs. You have to earn it. But if you are, that's fine. In my opinion, that's fine by me, like the kitchen as an example. But let's avoid the revenue share things like fee printers. Also, if you did get an NFT for fee printers, and of course you're a rugged, you can go to Meteora and open a ticket. And then if you have completed the LP Army, or if you complete the LP Army Bootcamp, they are working on some sort of, not reimbursement because they're not actually connected, but some sort of way to help you out of this difficult situation. Because I know a lot of people probably bought more than they should due to a lack of portfolio management skills. Next bit of news, Catalytics.pro, active staking rewards. You can now track your addresses here and see if you're voting, if you staked, unstaked, all that sort of stuff. And you can track where you are in terms of a rank. So not very high with this particular wallet. However, keep in mind, this is like 72 stake dupe. This is a tutorial wallet, and it's still decently high. One thing is, I would try and focus on getting into like the top 50,000 if possible, and just higher and higher and higher, just because I have conviction with dupe. That's not financial advice. Kato AI, I never actually use this. It was on my radar and I've mentioned a few times, but if you do get involved, then just remember to add your ETH wallet to Yaps by January 1st UTC. You don't have much time, 2 days left. You have to be in the top 1,000 Yappers. If this doesn't make sense to you, that's fine. I missed it too, but some of you would have got amongst it. Slinky Soul has done an airdrop. They've airdropped 10% of the supply to 27.7 million Solana wallets who held a little bit of Sol during the August 30th snapshot. This may be still ongoing though, but I want to give you a little bit of context. Basically, this is the first compressed token to airdrop all of Solana, which is kind of cool because it's going to go out to a whole lot of addresses, but you have to uncompress it. So I want to show you how that's all done. So 27 million eligible wallets. They're airdropping at like 100,000 airdrops an hour. And they have this here. I'll show you that in a second, but I'm not sure if it's actually working and if it's gone out to everybody. But, you know, circa 30 million wallet airdrop. This is pretty epic. This is not a true airdrop to be fair, but I just want to put it onto your attention. So this is the wallet that's actually airdropping. You can see the last time a transfer took place was 4 hours ago. However, because it's not official airdrop, it's done via Airship. It's probably not going to show here. So let's actually use Airship so I can show you how you can decompress this token and any other token. So airship.helios.dev, you want to view your compressed tokens. This is the official Helios website. Connect our wallet. I'll go with Solflare and connect this particular wallet. You can see I've got some stake tokens, and I'll talk about stake in a second, but we'll decompress this. And this is where we have to actually pay the rent for the token. So you're going to see we have to pay 0.002 Sol, which is 39 cents. Approve. Stake, I'm going to mention briefly today, but I'll mention it another day in more detail. Then we've got Turtle and Slinky. So this is pretty cool that this airdrop was done like this, but you still have to pay the actual token fee. So one thing with Slinky, I'm unsure how many tokens each person got. Maybe it was the same amount. I'm not entirely sure. It's like 3 cents, but just keep an eye on it because you can always actually decompress this. And so if this goes up to like $1 or whatever, you can go and decompress it, sell it, do whatever you want with it, close the account, get back the Sol and whatnot. In general, I'm just showing you that this system here, it's pretty cool, but then it's up to the community and the teams to make their token valuable enough for you to claim. Otherwise, you're just going to have a whole lot of spam tokens here. Turtle and Slinky, none of these are worth claiming right now because by the time you've done a transaction with them, you're not extracting any value. But hopefully, this kind of meta goes forward. Quickly on stake.net, I did advise them on like some things that they could do. This is a validator, so compared to validate.com and every other validator, but they do a very cool system where basically if you stake with them, you also get stake airdropped to you. So I think this is really, really cool. And they're basically going to rewarded all stakers in the ecosystem. I'll link this below. You can have a read through, but this was done on Christmas's day as well. So a nice bit of lore there, similar to how Bonk did things. And then when an airdrop, some people that had larger amounts of stake, it's all talked about here. Otherwise, you'll see a little bit that's compressed sitting in Airship. And then I really hope this goes well. I think this is more for those that like meme coins community tokens. They have some Sol, they can go and have a little bit of upside in both things. And I do think that this will do well. So I'm not saying going and buying the token. I'm not doing that at all. I'm saying you stake a little bit of Sol with Validate.com, great. Go and stake some with stake.net. And maybe that community grows and grows and grows. And maybe that stake token becomes worth something. One other thing related to DLMMs before we finish, there are quite a few different communities you can join. Token Guy, he's got a Discord server. I will link that below. Join that as well, just on your adventure. He doesn't do stuff on weekends, but a lot of stuff during the week. And this is one of the places you definitely want to hang out. There's quite a few places you want to hang out. My Discord is now basically the top few communities that's all just Meteor related. Let's jump into some actionables. First thing, of course, stake with Validate.com. Maybe stake a little bit with stake.net. Join my Telegram channel for time-sensitive updates. Check out my Sui network playlist to get started on Sui if you're interested in heading over there. Join Token Guy's Discord to learn DLMMing with the community. And airdrop actionables, Meteora. Sign up for Cast debit card. My code is just SebMonty, but I use this every day. This is a brilliant piece of kit. Use the Gradient Network, Grass and Dawn. You just set this up in another browser profile, you just let it do its thing, and then you get some points. Also, Kira Finance, that ends January 2nd, so get amongst that, and connect your ETH account to Kato AI to receive a share of 150 ETH if you're in the top 1,000 yappers. That's all for today. Have a great New Year's, and I'll see you on the 2nd of Jan. Whoa! Yeah.